Hello, I'm happy you're watching. Now, today I want us to address the issue of capital. Capital is not a new word. It's a word that is recited, that is sung, that is talked about from across the globe. Now, capital is basically a factor of production that is used as an input for us to produce goods and services. Now, the reason why I want us to address this issue of capital is because most people who talk about it, they talk about it on the aspect of lacking capital for them to start producing goods and services that people are actually willing to purchase and pay money. We may not understand fully exactly what is this capital unless we address the various forms of capital that I have highlighted here. These are not the only forms of capital, but rather there are so many forms of capital that we may not actually be knowing, and we are not actually sure whether this is what we lack. I will start addressing one by one so that we see exactly where we fall short of us being held captives of not starting that which we need to start for us to become wealthy, for us to build money, for us to build our wealth, and for us to move forward and grow. We have the first form of capital, that is the financial capital. This is the monetary, the money-oriented type of capital or form of capital that we need to have for us to start a business. Money, cash, a form of capital. Now, there is the material capital. The material capital here is anything that is physically visible, that is tangible, that you can touch and feel, that is around us. For instance, this marker pen is a form of material capital. A pen is form of material capital. Pieces of wood around you, those are forms of material capital. The plastics that are wasted, that are thrown into the dustbin, on the street, on wherever, that's a form of material capital. That if you actually go ahead, pick it and convert it, you can convert plastics that are thrown outside there to come up with a new thing out of them. The other day I saw someone melting plastics and creating building bricks. You can take a piece of wood, for instance, that is just thrown around you, carve it, convert it, and come up with a particular product, maybe a sculpture that you can sell. If you use the materials or the pieces of tangible things that are around you that actually we don't know whether they are forms of capital, you can easily become rich. You can change your life just by picking that which is around you, applying it somewhere, converting it into a different usable thing, and you end up having a form of capital that you can use to grow yourself to your dreams. We have the intellectual capital. This is basically the knowledge, the skills that is within you. You've got a pool of experience, the knowledge of things. What did you know? What can you do? What skill do you have that you can try to bring it out to the society and people pay you? What exactly do you know? Knowledge. There is something that you know just within yourself, but you are not able to know whether that's a form of a big capital in you. Sometimes we don't need anything beyond that which you know for us to be rich. So the intellectual, the knowledge, the skills, that particular expertise that you have, that which you know, you can use it as a form of capital to start a big and long successful journey in your life. We've got the social capital. This is actually very key. This is the ability to mobilize, to create networks, linkages, to mobilize people to come together for you to actually use that particular pool of people and do trading. For instance, if you have some ability to mobilize people to form a group, maybe a group of consumers of a particular product, you can easily gather them and go and negotiate with the producer of that particular product. And now, are you on the basis of you owning a pool of consumers of that particular product, and tell that particular manufacturer, you know what, I've got a pool of consumers of this particular product, and if you really want to win this market, you have to talk to me nicely. You've got to give me some commission. You have to sell that product at a lower price to those people that have gathered together, so that they may enjoy the economies of scale, so that in line with that particular connection, I gain some commission. You move from this particular product, you go to the other product, you go to the other product, and if you're gonna earn some commission per every product, per person, per kg, per whatever kind of measure, you gotta be rich. You gotta be someone like an agent who is linking consumers to manufacturers, manufacturers to consumers, and along that particular bridge that you build through the social capital, the ability to mobilize, the ability to link people, the ability to link entities. If you are able to do that, you own a very big kind of form of capital that you don't know. Try to use it. Be an intermediary, be the bridge, negotiate on behalf, negotiate the lower prices on behalf of consumers, negotiate higher supplies on behalf of the manufacturer. You're gonna have a commission from company A, from company B, from company C, and you realize that you easily earn a living, you build wealth from that particular social capital using the people around you, creating pools of consumption, creating pools of production. You can create a pool of producers of things, so that together you can sell and earn a commission per every sale. That's a big form of capital that we might be having, but maybe we don't know. We have the experiential type of capital. Some people have got a lot of experience in doing things. Some people have been employed for so long in particular entities, in particular companies. They've acquired wealth of experience in doing activity one, activity two, in creating activity one, creating activity or product one, product A, product B, product C. They have adequate capital of experience that they actually need to execute, for them to actually realize the wealth, for them to create wealth, for them to be the kind of people that they actually deserve to be. Maybe they've been working for so long in that particular area, in that particular company, in that particular environment, but they've been earning very little, or they've been trying to accumulate money, to accumulate cash for them to start, because they believe that cash is that which is actually called capital. You can actually use the experience that you have, maybe to train, maybe to start up something, to start creating some services, to start creating some goods, using the experience that you acquire in either in interactions, in employment, or in such kind of area. Experiential type of capital may not be actually so much known by people that they can use to become that which they want to become. Then we have the cultural capital. The cultural capital is basically that which there's some ideas, some knowledge, some skills that are passed from parents to children, from society to people, or to children of that particular society, from families. Almost everybody has acquired a skill, an experience, some knowledge in one way or the other from the society that they live in. But little do we use that which we have acquired culturally as a form of capital that can actually help us to earn a living, to create wealth. There is a way of living of every society, of every culture. We have acquired that particular way of living that if we are very serious to actually maximize it, we can easily create wealth out of it. We can easily become that which we want to become through using that particular attire that is worn in that particular society, through using that particular skill that is used for survival in that particular society. Some people have been taught on how even to make some products of use that can even cure. Maybe some people have got some herbal kind of drugs, herbal kind of things that can cure a number of problems in our lives, but we are not able to use the skills, the cultural skills that we acquire. The problem is that our minds have so much been tied to this particular form of capital here, the financial. Our minds are tied, they are locked. We've been blocked to think beyond this finance, this money thing, and we've created a reason for actually advocating why we have not started that big venture that is rotating in our minds, that big idea that is so much disturbing our minds, because we think what we lack is this capital, the financial capital. This is a very important form of capital, yes, but I would advise you that first of all, even before you so much think and lock your mind on this particular form of capital here, can you try to maximize that which is around you? Can you try to maximize the materials? Are you able to maximize the materials that fall free, that are just wasted? Have you tried to even go and try to collect some garbage that is thrown, some decomposable garbage in municipalities, to form them, to create them together, or to throw them together in a creative and effective manner so that you can form manure and sell? Do you know you can use this particular pen and draw a very important, a very attractive thing that people can come, view, and pay you? Do you know people require a lot of things that they are ready and willing to pay? Do you know there is something you can create? People need services of entertainment. People need services of linkages. You can become a link in between people or organizations or entities and easily earn from that. You can become a comedian. People want to laugh. People want to enjoy. People want to be entertained and pay. Do you know anything around you? If you only combine one particular capital and the other one and the other one, if you see or view it in a different dimension, you can easily raise that particular capital that you think is what you lack, the financial part of capital. If you only maximize the materials around you properly, if you only you maximize the knowledge, that which you know, there's something that you at least know that if you maximize it, people are ready to pay. If you're able to mobilize people, to bring people together, to create linkages, to bring people into groups, you're able to create to earn money out of this. If you're able to use the experience of particular thing that you have, you're able to earn out of this. If you're able to look deeply into a culture, that is what is this that people like most, you're able to create money out of this. Let us not only lock our minds to the finance, to the money, to the cash kind of capital. Let us think about the materials around us. We think about the intellectual, the knowledge that we have, the social part of it, the experiential, the culture, and we shall be good to go on matters of capital. We shall be able to start our business, and we shall be free even to raise the money that we actually think is what we lack. Thank you very much.